Hey, what's up? Hello, everyone. Welcome into Fantasy Filmball, the show where we turn movies into sports and sports into something we don't talk about here. My name is Matt.
My name is Dyl, and we are back with another draft here on the channel. And you know what? I've been taking a lot of L's here recently. I think at one point we did a score update, and I was up like 5 or 6. But now officially, you have taken the lead in the draft with 20 wins to my 19.
Maybe for the first time
and
ever.
We have a tie. I think you won the first one, and then since then it's been me.
Maybe.
And then now it's a little full circle moment. We're all the way back where you do have the lead. And, you know, I'm not too happy about that.
Ooh. Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very happy. And today we are going to be doing a Leo draft. Ooh. We're drafting the zodiac sign Leo. We're drafting the new Bollywood film that just came out called Leo. No, we're not. It's Leonardo DiCaprio. We're Killers of the Flower Moon. It's out in theaters. We will be talking about it this week, so watch out for our Killers of the Flower Moon video, which is going to be coming very soon. And in honor of Killers of the Flower Moon, we are going to be drafting Leonardo DiCaprio's movies. Not necessarily performances, because I think the draft would go very different if it was best Leo performances. But no, we're just doing the movies.
Yeah, I think doing the movies overall makes the most sense because, like, if you look at a list, your instinct is like, oh, that movie, I love that movie, I don't like that movie. You're not thinking as much as the list of the performances. But I'm very excited. Maybe Killers of the Flower Moon even pops up in this one.
Maybe. Yeah, because if we were doing a performance draft, I feel like I would go for something like, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, The Aviator. But those aren't on my horizon for my favorite movies that Leo's been in. But he's really great in those. Whereas, like, I don't know, something like Titanic, it's not a best performance for him, but the movie is an all-timer. So, yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Of course, because I just won, I get the first pick, and I'm not going to take Titanic, so it's all yours still. You're very welcome. I am going to be taking the movie that is right behind me back there. I'm going to be taking Inception.
That checks
one of my
out.
favorite movies of all time. It was the movie that got me into movies at first, and I'm eternally grateful for that. But honestly, this is one that I think fits what I just said. This is not one of Leonardo DiCaprio's best performances, although he's very good in this movie, but this is, in my opinion, Leonardo DiCaprio's very best movie. He is so cool in this film. He's got that kind of spy thing going on. He is playing that Robert Pattinson Tenet role perfectly, where he's just suave and so interesting to watch. And honestly, I think this showed that he can make a great action hero.
I think it's pretty clear what my number 1 and my number 2 picks are here, because you talk about your favorite Leo movie, I get mine, and that is James Cameron's Titanic. You talk about a suave Leonardo DiCaprio, we have that here with Jack Dawson. You can look at the memes online, Titanic fan collecting all those VHSs. Titanic goes wide and far. It's not just the movie, it's not just the character. So many people love this movie, including myself. I think this may be one of Leonardo DiCaprio's most rewatchable movies, and that's a pretty big testament because if you look at his catalog, he has a lot of great films, including my number 2 pick here, which is my personal favorite Leonardo DiCaprio movie. A little bit more than Titanic, but Titanic's the most iconic.
Wow.
And that will be Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained. It's my favorite movie from him as well. I think this was a chance for DiCaprio to play, against character. This was one of his first villain roles. We saw a recent one here of Killers of the Flower Moon, but here with Django, it was one of the first ones, and I think he really nails the role. He's comedic. He keeps some of that suave nature while also being pretty evil at heart. And Django overall as a movie, I think, is a fun, good time.
His performance in that movie is excellent. Honestly, very snubbed by the Oscars. That's not an unpopular opinion. That is very popular. But I remember in 2012 when that happened, I was so shocked afterwards. Like, you walk away from that movie and Christoph Waltz is not the supporting actor you're thinking about. You are thinking about Leonardo goddamn DiCaprio in that film.
I agree. I would personally put them both in, but if you're only going to take one, Leo makes more sense, and Waltz still got the W.
Samuel L. Jackson.
I mean, put them all 3, honestly.
If we're talking about Leonardo DiCaprio, we have to go to one of the great collaborators of Leonardo DiCaprio, and that is Martin Scorsese. Now, there's a few films that you could take. Of course, there's Killers of the Flower Moon, which just came out this weekend. Of course, there's a few others as well. And you know what? I'm going to take 2 of them in a row. Because first off, I'm going to take The Departed, which is my favorite Leo and Scorsese collaboration. That one is, again, it's just so fun. It's so entertaining, action-packed, engaging, and DiCaprio's character, he's playing a role that he doesn't really often get to play, which is someone very kind of rough for wear, you know? He plays someone who can pass for this kind of gangster character throughout, and you don't see that a lot in his filmography. You usually see him as this kind of spiffy guy, but here he's in a Southie gang. Of course, he's a rat, but he has to play the part, and I think that's what makes this role so good, is that he's got that kind of suave movie star feel, and yet he's masquerading as one of the boys in the gang. And secondly, I gotta take maybe the most iconic performance that he has ever given, the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard some people say that this is the role that he was born to play. I could see that. I will disagree, though, that this is his best performance. I don't think that. I wouldn't go that far. He is excellent in the role. But when people say, oh, he's never been better than Wolf of Wall Street, I think he's transformed more in other roles. I mean, Django, he transformed so much. But here, I think he just does what he normally does so perfectly well. He is so good in this movie. It is so much fun. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I just got a major win there with getting Wolf of Wall Street in the third round. So what are you going to take?
Yeah, that's definitely a steal right there. Wolf of Wall Street arguably could be the 1-1 pick here for some people. So for everyone out there, if that's your 1-1 pick or whatever it is, let us know down below. But it's back to me. You got 2 Scorsese Leo collabs, so give me 2 Leo and Tarantino collabs. Give me Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And to pair that with, I have James Cameron. I have Quentin Tarantino. Give me another one of my favorite directors, who Leo also collaborated with, being Alejandro González Iñárritu and The Revenant.
Nice. You know what? We've now taken my full top 7 of Leo movies. So
I have 7 of my 8 are gone. There's still 1 in my top 7 left, but I feel like if you take that movie, you automatically lose this draft.
Oh, yeah, no, I know that, and that's one of my next ones that I don't want to take, because I would lose this draft immediately by taking it. And I think we can both say we're thinking of Don't Look Up, because we both love that movie, and everyone else hates it, and they're all wrong, and we are right. That's why we have a YouTube channel. My next pick.
Thank you.
You know what? I was really hoping you'd leave The Revenant for me, because I was hoping you might not love that movie as much as I do. So instead, I'm going to have to go with another Scorsese movie, Shutter Island.
Of course.
I mean, now I got 3 of them on the board, and this one's excellent. You took it last week in the draft, and it is an excellent, excellent pick. Yeah, it's a movie that is full of those twists and turns, and I love the layers that Leo plays with here, how his performance slowly unravels as you kind of understand more and more of the plot. It's very, very well done. Now, I'd love to take Don't Look Up last, but I'm not going to do that, because that would be, frankly, stupid. So instead, I'm gonna have to take my first non-10 out of 10 of this draft, and I'm gonna have to go.
Don't do it.
Catch Me If You Can.
Okay, that works for me. That works for me.
Okay, I'm curious what you're going to take then, because I think this is a great Spielberg movie. It's a lot of fun. Is it one of my favorites? No, but is this one of his best performances? Absolutely. He is so good in Catch Me If You Can. He is so good in Catch Me If You Can, playing all these different careers, playing that, like we've been saying all along, he is so good at being the suave, cool guy that you can kind of get swept up in. And his movie star charisma, I don't think it's ever been more at play than it is right here in this movie.
Fair enough. Wait, did I mention that Leo won the Oscar for The Revenant? If I didn't, right here again, keep that in mind when you're voting out there, that I have Leo's Oscar win on my team. So for my final pick here, what do I go with? We've talked about Don't Look Up. That is the pick that I want to have here. But I know for a fact, people out there, yes, you right there, hate this movie, and I don't get it why. And another movie a lot of people out there are wrong about is The Great Gatsby, which I also am thinking about taking with this pick. I get the complaints, but I don't care. Good movie. I could pander, go Killers of the Flower Moon, but we've pandered before in the draft, and that comes back to bite us. Plus, I feel like these drafts are about, you got to take movies that you do want that also make sense. And while I did like Killers of the Flower Moon, not to spoil too much, I wouldn't put it up here in the top 10. So that leaves me with 2. Where do I go? Do I go with a more drama type movie, or do I go with the more fun type movie? You know what? I'll leave it up to my competitor here, Matt. Do I go with the drama movie, or do I go with the fun movie for my last pick?
Well, let's look at the list. I think for the most part, I'm trying to see what we have more of in this draft right now. Do we have more fun? Do we have more drama? And you know what? I think we might have more fun movies. So let's go drama.
So the fun movie in question would have been Romeo and Juliet. I think this is severely underrated and is a blast of a time. And if this was a list of Leo's best performances, this next movie would definitely be in our top, I would say, 5 picks, and that is Sam Mendes's Revolutionary Road.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Dylan. I haven't seen that one.
Wow, I think it's a super good movie. I know it's a little bit divisive, but I think all Sam Mendes movies are, because he's just one of those directors where you either really like him or you really don't like him. And I guess you could say the same with Baz Luhrmann with Romeo and Juliet and Great Gatsby. And Don't Look Up with Adam McKay. But I don't know, Revolutionary Road I think has a great Leo performance, and it's severely underrated. It's one that definitely should have been Oscar nominated. I think it was Globes nominated, but he didn't make it all the way to the Oscars. But once again, I'll mention again, I have The Revenant on my team. I have Leo's Oscar win. I feel like that should count for something.
I mean, I think it might count for something, but the thing is that a lot of people do say that is not a deserving Oscar win, which is
take them
wrong. It's wrong. Anyone who says that, they're wrong. Yeah, Fassbender was good in Steve Jobs. He wasn't Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant. I'm sorry.
Facts.
I'm sorry. That's just how it is. That was a clear win. Anyways, to recap, I started off the draft today, and I took my favorite movie for a very long time. It's still top 5 for me, Inception. And then I followed that up with 3 Martin Scorsese movies, The Departed, Wolf of Wall Street, and Shutter Island, and finished off my team with a little bit of Spielberg. Catch me if you can.
All right, I'm going to make this simple for y'all. James Cameron, Titanic. Tarantino, Django, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Then some AGI with The Revenant, and we close out with Sam Mendes' Revolutionary Road. Everyone out there, you know how this works if you made this far in the video, and if you don't, maybe consider subscribing because you must have liked something that we said today. Go to the YouTube community tab. There's a little poll out there. Vote for which team you like more. You can take that however you want. The team with your favorite movie, the team with the best collection, the team that has no L's on it. Because I've seen some people be like, well, I like this team better. They have one movie I don't like, so I'm not going to vote for them. So however you want to vote, let us know. And as always, there is a Discord link down below for a server that we host. We talking all the time. Plus, we have fun discussions with these drafts. But until next time, my name is Dyl.
And my name is Matt, and this is Fantasy Filmball.